Hi everybody, this is Reverend Rose and welcome to my channel. I'm glad you guys haven't given up on me totally and that you're still sending me comments and you're still watching my videos, and I'm sorry I haven't done one in a while, but I've been busy burning boards for everybody, which I want to stop now and say thank you to each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for purchasing my boards and for using them and for all your positive feedback. When I burn them, I try to make sure I put nothing but good energy in them, and when I bless them, I do the same, and I hope you continue with that. I'm immensely amazed at how my boards have grown in popularity. I'm really excited about that. I mean, they're going to England and Ireland, and I sent one, I think I sent two to Australia, and I sent one to New Mexico, even as close as here in Cleveland, Ohio. I just think that it's just great. It makes me feel proud to see where all of my boards are going. California has a lot of them. I think they're probably bigger than anybody else right now as far as owning my pendulum boards or my spirit boards. Which leads me to, I want to explain a few things to you on how I'm doing things. So for those of you who don't know, I'm posting blank boards, and the reason I'm doing that is because unfortunately I had a couple of instances where the board was designed and then not paid for, and it's kind of hard for me to sell one that's been designed for somebody else, but I did manage to do it. My boards were that popular that they did sell, but it's kind of an insurance thing for you and for me that they would get made, bought first and then made. So that's why I'm doing it that way. So when you're going to see on my Etsy site is something like this. I'm sorry, I couldn't read. Something like this. You're going to see a blank board that's posted, and I will have, and I don't have my glasses on, so I don't know if that's upside down or not. Yes, it is. Okay, there we go. You put the glasses on, it's easier to see. I'm drawing on the plastic because the boards come wrapped in plastic, and I leave them that way till I burn them. So I draw the dimensions on there. This gives you an opportunity to get out a ruler at home and lay it down and say, oh, yeah, that's a good size. And this also, because my boards, if I might order two large boards, and I will get two large boards where one is this size and one is this size, and they're both large, and it ends up costing me a little bit more for shipping, so I can save you a few dollars, and I might have to tack on a few dollars, but it's never more than what my most expensive board is $35, with the exception of my new flat ones, which I'll show you in a minute. So that's why you'll see these posted this way. Obviously your price is for a finished board, and then you would just give me a little description of how you want it done. You can even email me photographs of the symbols that you want on them, or tell me what it is and I will look it up and I will draw the symbol. That brings me to my new boards, which I only have one left. I only bought two to try it, and I sold one, and I bought this because some people were wanting like a flat straight across design. You know, I guess like a Ouija boards would be straight across, only mine are not Ouija boards, but I can still put the stone in the center and they're still used with pendulums, and some of them will like that look. And this is called a plank board, and it has bark on two ends, this side and this side, but not on the very ends. You can see that's what the blank board looks like. So anyway, this is a new one, and these boards run $40 when they're finished. But the one person that did order one from me, he actually had me put you can't do this backwards. He actually had me put the curved design on it, and it still looked good. So you can do it that way, or you can do it flat across. The other thing, this is something new that's going to be coming onto my Etsy site as soon as I get some hooks put on it. Ta-da! I am making plaster forms, wall hangings, and I have a green man here somewhere I'm going to make pretty soon, and I have a fairy that's almost done. But what I do is I'm pouring them myself, and I'm hand painting them. I don't know if you can see that. I'm somewhat of a little bit of an artist. Not a lot, but you know, I love to detail paint and not as good as my husband. My husband does like vision painting, and he's really good. And I just do a little detail painting. So now that brings me to a couple of the questions that have been asked. And I'm sorry if it's like I'm out of breath. I know some of you may know, or some of you may not know, that I have been pretty sick here lately. I just got out of the hospital after about 4 days. Some kind of a viral bronchial thing that infected my lungs. And good news is I quit smoking. And I feel a lot better, and I'm getting there. But I'm still a little bit short-winded. So that's the other reason why somebody's board may have taken a little longer here. I won't mention any names, but the last board I put out took me a little bit longer because I was in the hospital for 5 days, and so I didn't get to work on it. But there have been some questions being asked about calibrating your pendulums. When I speak of calibrating a pendulum, and I know there's people that do this differently, and this is just how it works for me, all I simply mean is you are going to tell your pendulum how you want it to be, how you want it done. So in other words, you're going to take your pendulum and you would hold it still, and then you would say, pendulum, this is, you're not going to say show me, you're going to say this is the yes position, and you're going to push it the way you want it to go. And then you're going to stop it, pendulum, this is the no position, and you're going to make it go that way. And you're not going to, now some people have asked me, can your pendulums do clockwise and counterclockwise for yes and no? And yes, they can. That's what I mean by calibrating them. You have to calibrate them the way you want them to go. Now, I use my pendulum for many different things. So for me, a clockwise and a counterclockwise is when I use it in chakra, and I always tell my pendulum, this is what we're doing. We're balancing chakras. So that when I meditate with my pendulum, it knows I'm balancing a chakra. And then my questions are all geared towards chakra. And then it will do either clockwise or counterclockwise for opening or closing, whichever that chakra happens to need at the time. And that's how I would know whether it's opening or closing your chakra, is by the way my pendulum turns for me. If I'm dowsing, a lot of times I do a little bit of ghost hunting. I haven't done a whole lot here lately, but sometimes I will use this in a cemetery to find energy. And when I do find an energy spot, I want to know if that spot is, or if I'm doing somebody's home, I want to know if what I'm dealing with is a good energy or if it's bad energy. So for me, the clockwise is positive energy, the counterclockwise is negative energy. And that's just for me, but that's how I've calibrated my pendulum. So by calibrating your pendulum, I simply mean just you be the boss. You tell it how you want it to react for you. A lot of you are putting maybes and don't want answers on your spirit boards, and that's great. Somebody asked me why I don't have that on mine. It's because my pendulum tells me if it doesn't want to answer, it just sits there and does this. Wait, it sits there, this. It just does a real weird shaky thing like this. And I'm like, okay, it doesn't want to answer that question. If it doesn't know the answer to my question, instead of giving me a yes or no, it'll give me like a real small circle real fast. It just does weird things, and that tells me, okay, either it doesn't know or it just doesn't want to answer that question. And then I just figure out a different way to word the question. So it's all a matter of what you and your pendulum, and I still sleep with mine, and I still carry mine with me, so don't think that that's something you only need to do for a little while and then give up on it. Do it always. And I think if you just keep working with it every day, your pendulums will eventually work for you so easy that it will be like clockwork. And I don't know, I think pretty much I just kind of want to say hello to everybody, and I kind of want to say thank you for buying my boards and for making them as popular as you have, and for giving me your feedback. And please, please keep giving me the feedback, and keep watching my Etsy site, because I'm doing more and more things that I haven't gotten posted yet. I'm also in the process of making some more pendulums that I will post, and I'm also making some pendants out of clay. So I have a bunch of push molds for like the different Wiccan claws and stuff like that, and I'm actually going to try and make some little, inexpensive clay pendants, and make some necklaces out of them. and hopefully I'll get those out pretty soon. I gotta fine tune those a little bit. I'm still playing with the clay thing, but hopefully I'll get some of those out soon, and maybe you'll like some of them. Also, the other new thing is I did get myself a little free website on Weebly.com. So that would be downtoearthdesigns1.weebly.com, and it should take you to my website where I can sell things also that aren't handmade. Like my oil burners, I've been selling some of the oil burners that I have, and the way I do that is by adding one of my handmade either candle melts with it or my handmade oils with it. So I can do it that way. But on my website, you know, I have some incense burners and stuff that's left from a store that I had, and I put those on my website because, you know, that I can sell anything on my website. So check that out, and stay tuned. And I don't know, I feel pretty blessed that I'm better now and I'm okay, and hopefully I'm answering everybody's questions, and I don't sound like I'm rambling too much, but I just really want to say hello, love you all, I miss you all, blessed be, may God and Goddess be with you. Have a nice, blessed day. Thank you for watching.